Nobody put in money yet.
Fuck it. Welcome to Games versus Gains, where we talk about games, and all sorts of things. We are your hosts. I'm TheRealSweetSauceBoss. We got Stelly007. Say what's up.
Yo.
And last but not least, the fucking beast, Warrior Big G 75.
What's up, girl?
Oh, we started okay well like this, and this is episode 1. How you guys feeling about this? I'm pretty excited about this.
Yo,
it's been a long time coming. Yeah,
like
a year in the making, months. But we're finally getting it down, and
it's like in a prototype episode.
Yeah, it is. It's our pilot episode. Yeah, well, let me raise up a little bit. All right. I guess the first topic we're gonna cover in this episode, we're just gonna talk about games. Why not start with games? Any video game memories? I guess we could start from there. I know when I was growing up, a lot of my older siblings had all the latest games that were out, like Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, and like all these games that I would be growing up around. And so I've been hooked ever since. I think my first game was actually fucking I think it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES. Yeah, that was I think that was my first game. No. I think before that was there was this like early co-op game called Monsters in My Pocket or some shit like that.
Oh.
And it was like Dracula and Frankenstein, and like you controlled those two characters, and like I don't know, it was crazy stuff, kind of like a Contra thing, but it was fun. And so, man, I was young, like 2, 3, 4, no, probably 3. And ever since then, like I grew up with all the generation console stuff. So like, Nintendo 64, I got that in 1999 and played the shit out of the wrestling games on there. Fucking GoldenEye, Smash Brothers, all the big name ones. And after that, like fucking PS2, that era, 6th gen or 7th gen, PS3. I was more of a Sony guy. I wasn't really into. Actually, I had an Xbox too, some Microsoft too. Man, I can go on and on and on, but I've played so much of my life, and I don't know. It's an escape. I like getting into different worlds and stuff like that. How about you guys? I can go on, but I won't.
See, for me, I think my first console was PlayStation for sure, and I just watched like my dad play. And I remember what he played all the time was Blood Omen: Legacy of Kain. I had no idea what was going on, but I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I'd like mess up his save file and randomly play,
Yeah.
And from there, it was just what else we have at the time? Dragon Ball Z GT Final Bout. That game was
shitty ass game, bro.
It's so bad.
It's
like the worst. One of the worst Dragon Ball games of all time. Don't get me wrong, but at the time, it was so cool because back then cheat codes were like huge.
Yeah,
you use a cheat code to get like all the characters. Super Saiyan 4, Goku.
Used to have those Game Shark discs.
Oh yeah, dude.
But yeah, PlayStation. I've had 1 to 4, all the PlayStations, and I barely got a Nintendo Switch like 2 years ago. My first Nintendo product, and just like you said, man, escape. It's fun. Keeps you out of trouble. And,
hell yeah.
And allows me to bond with the boys.
The boys,
my close friends, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Me, I grew up on Sega Genesis. That was my first console. Played like Sonic the Hedgehog was my very first game I ever played.
Nice.
Then like Sega Genesis had a bunch of like movie games. So we played like, it was a game of the movie True Lies. There was Cliffhanger, Terminator 2.
Hell yeah.
That like RoboCop versus Terminator.
Shit.
And I think we had a Judge Dredd game too.
Damn.
And then after that, I think after that we had a Nintendo 64.
Mm.
And then we used to play like Perfect Dark.
Ooh.
Perfect Dark, Star Fox 64.
Star Fox.
Freaking, I think there was a couple like Star Wars Starfighter games on there.
Oh yeah.
And the ones that I spent the most time playing was Turok the Dinosaur Hunter.
Ooh.
I used to play that non-stop. I think on N64 I played like all four, or no, there was three games on N64, and I played I had all three.
Shit.
And I'd play through them like marathon playing them.
Did they ever have a reboot? I know they had like a.
They had.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
on
it was
the
on
PS3.
No, PS2, I think.
Oh shit.
Oh wait, they did one on PS3 too.
Yeah,
Oh.
that one was like, that one's just called Turok, but I don't know, it was kind of different. Like it's about.
It was like a reboot, kind of.
Yeah, but they had for PS2 they had Turok the Dinosaur Hunter, and it was like a whole
like a
new
sequel shit.
thing. Yeah, where it's like, because he's a Native American dude who, I don't know, goes to some, I don't know if it's a dimension or something, and he just fights dinosaurs and like interdimensional beings and shit.
God damn.
And I never played the PS3 one. That one was like, you play a space soldier that lands on a weird planet with dinosaurs. But yeah, I never played that one.
Damn.
And, I think I never had GoldenEye. I played GoldenEye at other people's houses, but I never got it until like a couple years ago, because I still have a N64.
Oh hell yeah!
But I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah.
Then there was, what other ones were there? I think that was most of them on N64, and then I played we got a PS1, like it was straight up PlayStation from there. We got a PS1, PS2, like PS1 had like all the Tony Hawk and
Classics.
Tony Hawk. There is, I played mostly the they had all those like game pack demos.
Yeah, the jam pack.
Dude, I'd buy those magazines
demos.
just for those.
Yeah.
And like there was a bunch I played on there. Like I think one of the ones I played all the time was like, it was a demo of Siphon Filter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It was one of them. I don't think it was the first one, but there was a few on there, and they had PS2, and they had like more game packs, and they were we used to always play the it was like this mountain bike game where it's like a mountain bike race, and you have to race down the.
Oh, dude, is this one where you could punch people and like hit them with sticks?
I think so. Yeah, you could like kick people and stuff while you're going down the mountain.
Yeah, that game. I only played the demo too, but that was so like awesome.
Yeah, and then we got a whole bunch of stuff. It was I don't think that was from PS1. That was my go-to, was like the Medal of Honor games.
Mm-hmm.
I always used to play Medal of Honor. Like
That was a damn good FPS back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was Frontline, Rising Sun, and then that's when I think it's when that's probably why I like first-person shooters so much, is because of I think Turok introduced me to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
and then now that they came out with all the military stuff, I'm like super into those.
Yeah, it's a pretty good segue into kind of our next topic, like our favorite kind of genres of gaming. I know we have
Yeah.
a lot of experience with all types of games, and but yeah, you kind of led us into what you're into. I guess first person shooters, and
Yeah.
I mean, what are some of your like go tos? I guess for that.
Go-tos, like if what I play now, I usually play, the regular Call of Duty games, and they had a couple, because I kind of miss Medal of Honor. Like I'd probably start up my PS2 again to try to play those again, but they did come out with like other Medal of Honor games, but they were like centered, there was like a couple they did. I think my favorite was Medal of Honor Warfighter.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was like a Navy SEAL game, and then it's like Call of Duty, and then I like tactical shooters too. Like it doesn't have to be all first person. I do like third person shooters like Ghost Recon and like Watch Dogs and all the I think the only one I played was I did a lot of playing on Max Payne 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like those style like third person shooters,
Action shooters.
Yeah.
I think of did you ever play 50 Cent Blood in the Sand or some shit like that?
Oh, yeah.
That was I played the first one. It was 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Oh, okay.
I played that game for hours and hours, dude.
Yeah, I feel like that's a cult classic, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, I played that a lot. There's so many games, it's hard to think of, there was a True Crime Streets of LA.
Oh, dude.
Classic.
Fucking,
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, and then they came out with the New York one.
Yeah, did you ever play that one? I don't think I ever got around to that.
Yeah.
That one was really good.
Yeah, that was, instead of Snoop Dogg, they had like a Red Man mini game.
Oh, shit. Nice.
He had to escape New York and get to New Jersey because all of New York's trying to kill you as Red Man.
What the fuck did he do? Did he fuck with the Wu-Tang Clan? What happened? Shit.
I have no idea.
Damn.
But yeah, there was that. I used to play a lot of 007 games on PS2. There was a 007 Everything or Nothing. That was one we played a lot. The Godfather game.
Ooh, yeah,
There's all kinds. And then I do did like a lot of racing games too, so I play like Gran Turismo and Need for Speed.
Oh hell yeah.
And then I have played a lot of fighting games too, fighting games. I think my first one was the first Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
And and then I just stuck with that from there. There's a couple I didn't play, but then once we got to PlayStation, I think we started playing Tekken. Like the Tekken trilogy, and then we used to get so pissed off at that game.
Yeah.
My brother would stomp on the floor and get so pissed to where he'd start crying.
Dude, yeah.
But we used to do that shit. There was a PlayStation 2 that was a big one, was Def Jam Vendetta.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Fight for New York as well.
Yeah, Fight for New
Them
York.
shits are fire.
I think Fight for New York was my favorite.
Yeah, dude. It had like a crazy
Yeah,
cast of
like-
characters and
Yeah, and then that one was like more of a, they were like role-playing fighting games.
yeah,
Because like you can build
Yeah.
your own character, and it's like
it puts you through a story that
Yeah.
involves. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like super intricate, but like it was pretty decent storytelling and a lot of like A-list fucking rappers that were out at the time.
Yeah,
So it was cool to kind of get thrown in the middle of it.
yeah.
Damn.
Just it's like mostly all the action type games. Like they did a bunch of like movie games. Like I think for PS2 I've had it was a video game of the movie Minority Report.
What?
Yo, I always saw that
It
in
was-
Blockbuster, but I never like
Yeah.
rented it.
Rest in peace,
It
Blockbuster.
was like it's a third person like action game. It was pretty fun. And then speaking of third person, I loved ever since the second one. I loved the Hitman series.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
So I used to play that all the time. It's the one that fucking sucked though was Hitman Contracts. Splinter. I love Splinter Cell.
Ooh.
Splinter. I think my favorites are Splinter Cell, Rogue Agent, and fucking. There was a
Blacklist, yeah.
and Conviction.
Yo, that one was good.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just that's. I think that
Yeah,
there's
it's
so
a
much-
majority,
so-
like,
yeah, there's
action
so many
kind of.
more.
Action-based genre, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Good picks.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of. I'm mainly into fighting games, so like my first fighting game would be I think it was like Mortal Kombat 2 on the NES, and also Killer Instinct, that was on the NES too, and I used to like mimic the characters on the screen. Like I would tie a sock around my head, thinking I was Liu Kang, so I'd be like
Dude,
running
that
around
sounds
saying,
like
"Wah!"
a
like yeah,
movie.
like that's I was super into those. So like super into Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter when they were out, or like back then Marvel vs. Capcom. We used to go to like arcades a lot, so like Golfland and shit like that,
Yeah.
and we would find like the arcade games were popping, so a lot of them were like fighting games. So like Soul Calibur, I was like super into that. Tekken, like Gilbert said. Let's see, there's so many.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, Street Fighter. They have like Dead or Alive. Like, oh man, there's so many. But I like the reason I like it is because it's kind of like a solo. It's a one-on-one competition, so it's like you're testing your strength against another person, and I'm very competitive like that. So, and I want to test my own limits. So I like. It's like a game of chess, you know. You have to read your opponent, kind of think of what you do next. It's very satisfying. It's a journey, I guess.
Oh hell yeah.
So I like playing those. I'm super into Tekken right now. Tekken 7 is out. It's been out for a while, so I've been into that. Mortal Kombat 11, not super competitive in that, but I do like the kind of like the wildness of all the guest characters and all their crazy fatalities that they think of and stuff like that. Friendships. Yeah, those fucking weird as shit. But yeah, those are fun. But I do I do like the action genre as well. Let's see, PS2. I think my like favorite game on the PS2 would have been Desert Storm. The Desert Storm 2. Back to Bad Dad. That was like my favorite. Oh, and I think SOCOM. They have SOCOM 2 Navy SEALs. Those were my like. I like those tactical third-person shooters. Oh, Grand Theft Auto. That introduced me to Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City. Those are like outlandish, wacky, like exaggerated worlds, I guess.
Yeah.
And all their freaking cheat codes with the shoulder buttons and spawning all these weapons and stuff. Man, there's so many. Oh, we were talking about this the other day. The Punisher on PS2.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had it on Xbox, but that game was insane. I don't think I should have been playing that at that young age, because they have some. I'm gonna insert like a little clip here of some kind of interrogation going on, but I don't think
that
I should have been playing that.
Probably had a contribution into my psychotic video game
tendencies. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not that far, but I don't think I should have been at least witnessing that at that age. But it was fun. Like, I didn't do anything crazy. So, on top of that, I'm super into wrestling. So I love, like, every generation had their like N64 had WWF No Mercy. And that's like heralded as the best like of the wrestling games, even to this day. But like PS1 had the SmackDown series; those are super fun and arcadey. PS2 we're stepping it up. Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, SmackDown versus Raw, like all those series.
PS1, I had I think it was WCW Backstage Assault.
Oh yeah,
dude.
that shit is.
That was my favorite part about like the wrestling games is
the backstage areas and using all the crazy weapons like the trash bins and steel chairs and tables and stuff.
Exactly.
Dude, yeah, those are fun as hell.
SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah, SmackDown versus Raw series. Man, I think
that was the big one for me was SmackDown versus Raw 2009.
Ooh, it's a pretty decent year, yeah. What was I gonna say? I think that's probably my main. I guess if I had to pick a genre to stick with, it would be fighting games. Yeah, what about you, Sal? I know you're kind of crossed over into ours, but you know you have your own niche genre that you're into as well.
Yeah, you know, I love shooting games. I kind of lost interest in it as I got older because I guess while I was in the military, I was like, I got enough of this going on.
Yeah,
you know,
don't need it on my relaxed time. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always down to play Call of Duty with Gilbert or with you guys. But when I'm like gaming by myself, play games like Sekiro or Bloodborne. Those games I could play for hours. And I'm on my fourth playthrough of Sekiro. And like as a kid, I always wanted to be a cowboy or a samurai. So like playing these games, I get to live my childhood freaking dreams, and so adventure games like that. But one thing that I could play for like days on end is horror games. On the PlayStation 1, I couldn't because I was a huge crybaby as a kid. I mean, even as a teenager, when I went to go play Silent Hill again, that game was so scary with its horrible graphics.
Yeah.
But like as a kid, I couldn't even go into Spirits because I'd start crying. The Halloween store. And
right. God damn it.
I'd walk. It took a while for you.
I was like, okay.
We'd walk up to the store and I'd see like, I don't know, some plastic skeleton in the window, right? And I'd start bawling like a little baby, and we couldn't go in the store because of me.
Dude, something happened. I used to have something like that when I was younger. Like, I don't know why when I was younger I couldn't stand the look of Chucky the killer doll.
Oh,
So every time we
child's
went
play.
in like Hollywood Video, I would see the cover for Bride of Chucky, and it would freak me out so much. Every time I'd pass that spot in the store, I couldn't look at it. I refused to look at it, and I turned my head and be like, "Oh shit!" And that was like the corner of the store I fucking dreaded.
You're like,
But-
I'm gonna go look at the candy instead. I'll be right back.
but then, yeah. Now I'll watch that fucking movie in a heartbeat because it's funny as shit.
Yeah, nice.
It's so bad.
I know,
But-
it's like campy.
Yeah.
Yeah, horror games are my thing. Like on PS2, I don't remember too much PlayStation 1 besides the one game I really enjoyed as a kid, which makes me cringe now, is freaking Bubsy 3D. Like, you know,
Yo, that bitch ass
Yeah.
mascot that they try to make. Yeah, oh my shit.
if you look at like top 10 worst PlayStation,
I'm gonna
or,
put
like,
it.
that
I'm gonna put a
generation
shit
games,
up on here, and they're gonna see.
dude,
It was a
it's
failed
horrible.
experiment. Yeah. Yeah.
I
they
love
try
that
to
game
make
on
a.
the PlayStation 1.
They try to make a mascot for Sony, like, cause you know Nintendo has Mario, Sega has Sonic. Like, what the
yeah.
fuck does before
Should've just
before
used
Crash
fucking
Bandicoot?
Crash. No.
Yeah, no, this was before
No.
that. This was like Bubsy. They were.
I think
they
they're
were
trying to compete with Mario 3D.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
So,
but we're not going to talk anymore about that. That's,
yeah, no, we.
Yeah.
you guys will see.
But PS2, one game I freaking loved, and one of those games you guys were talking about we shouldn't have been playing as kids, was Manhunt.
Oh,
Dude, that game was
God damn it.
so
I never
badass.
played that game.
Dude,
Oh, dude,
you would have been even more fucked up than the
Dude.
Punisher, maybe. I think.
Yeah, but it's on the PS4 now. Buy it,
Oh, yeah.
you'll love it.
Dude,
It's a gore fest, right?
it's visceral, bro. It's well, like I don't even know why they still sell it. Like it's like
It's amazing.
it should
if you're
be
into gore.
AO. It should be adults only. To be
Yeah.
honest. I do.
So
remember
loved that game. It's traumatizing as a kid. You're like, what the? Resident Evil Outbreak. Those were the
Resident
first.
Evil
I mean,
series.
I played 1 and 2 a little bit, but I never owned the games, so I didn't really know what to expect. But the Outbreak series were one of my favorite. I've played those because they're all scenarios compared to like the regular Resident Evil games,
Mhm.
and so you could just jump in, and each time would be different. Loved that game. I had to use a Game Shark to unlock everything because I sucked at it.
Yeah.
And then from there, yeah, my love for horror games like slowly developed. I played a little bit of everything. I played a bunch of Tekken, like you said, on PS2, Tekken 4 and 5.
Nice.
What else? I don't really remember too much of my PS2 days, to be honest.
Yeah.
Besides Manhunt and Resident Evil. PS3 is where I got really into
Big game.
the gore. Yeah.
Gore.
Dead Space. I played all of those.
Let me
1,
just
2,
say,
3.
fuck that game. I'll say it now. Fuck Dead
Wait, which
Space. Dead
Oh.
Space.
I never played that until like a couple years ago, and I still haven't finished it. It's on Xbox. Or I have it on Xbox.
You gotta. Yeah, I remember when that game came out, I was so addicted I'd wake up, roll out of bed in my boxers and start playing because
God damn.
I freaking loved that game.
I bought it a couple, not to cut you off, I bought it a couple months ago just to see, like, alright, this is heralded as one of the best, like, horror games of, the PS3, and people really love it, and I see why they love it, but also I can't do it. Like I can't do horror games like that. Like the way that the little enemies pop out at any time and shit like that. Nah, son.
Dude,
I'm a
I
bitch,
live
bro.
for that.
I'm a bitch. I'm the opposite. I'm Kid Sal. That's me. So, yeah.
But
dude.
yeah, from there, Dead Space 1, 2, 3, the Batman Arkham games, those were amazing to me. I binge played the crap out of that, and then it made me go back and play 4, and then play 3, 2, and 1 reverse order. And then eventually I came back to Silent Hill, like I said, and I loved that. This time I played them in order.
Mm-hmm.
Silent Hill 1, definitely the scariest out of all of them with the crappy graphics. And,
Yeah.
and the second one's my favorite for some reason. Because, where do these people come up with these crazy ideas, spoiler alert. James kills his wife, and she's in the trunk of the car. Yeah, she's in the trunk of the car at the beginning, and that's fucking deep and awesome to me.
That's fucked up.
Like my first horror game experience was that was another one from the Jam Pack demos. It was Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Fuck.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
Fuck this game. No?
That's crazy. I mean, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but what are you guys' kind of like favorite? Do you guys have a top 5 game franchises or games in general?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you got, man?
I'm excited for this one. So I know I have to start off with the best game of the year so far for me, 2020, Last of Us 2.
What the fuck? Oh,
I know people are hating on it. I know people are hating on it.
It was a good game.
Exactly.
I liked it.
Last of Us series, I love it. The second one especially because I'm a sucker for like revenge storylines. I'm all for it. It adds fuel to my fire. Touched it earlier. Sekiro and Bloodborne. I guess from software games.
Yeah.
If I had to say. And Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Living my childhood
Number
dreams.
5. I feel it.
And other than that, like I said, Resident Evil, Silent Hill.
Yeah, Resident Evil, Silent Hill. Good choices. What about you, Gilbert?
Ooh, probably definitely Medal of Honor, COD,
Hitman, yeah.
Ooh.
Love those games, even the newer ones they've done recently.
Yeah, I like those episodic ones.
Yeah.
I think the third one's coming out next year in January.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Grand Theft Auto 5 for PS5.
Grant.
A1 buy right here.
That's such bullshit. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto's a big one. I love.
It's a good series.
I started playing that from number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Theft Auto, Need for Speed.
Good franchise. Yeah. Kind of fell off towards the end, but
yeah, my favorite was PS2. They had
Underground
Need for Speed. It was that was a good one, like the first one. But I liked Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
one of the earlier ones, huh?
Yeah, probably the like SmackDown versus Raw, like the wrestling games.
Yeah.
Those are always good. And was UFC Undisputed 3. I think.
Oh yeah, that's fun as hell.
Where's the Def Jam games? Fucking Turok. And I think that's all I can think of right now.
Yeah, that's top 10. that's quite a bit, dude.
I like I like the Far Cry games.
Oh yeah, Far Cry is not too
yeah.
bad. I haven't played. I think I've only played 3 and 4.
I remember playing the OG one on fucking Xbox.
Ah, yeah.
How about you, man? Yeah.
I didn't touch on most of these games earlier, I guess. Ninja Gaiden series. Those were on the Xbox for a while until they brought Sigma. But dude, Ryu Hayabusa is fucking badass ninja, and like I love the fast-paced gameplay. It was the equivalent to Devil May Cry for the PlayStation, like because they're out at the same time. But you know, I got lucky with the Ninja Gaiden series.
Yeah.
It was super sick. I think I spent most of my like middle school to like first half of high school playing that game. Same with Metal Gear Solid. I didn't touch on this earlier, but that I think 1 through 4. 5 is, you know, with the whole Kojima Konami thing, like you know, it was
the gameplay is amazing.
The gameplay is amazing, but it wasn't finished, so not gonna count that. But dude, 1 through 4, like I played 1. I got my first experience with it through the demos disc. I think Pizza Hut had like a they were like just handing out like demo discs or something like that. So I played. That was my first taste of Metal Gear Solid 1. They had like the first Shadow Moses like thing where you had to infiltrate the building, and that's all the demo was. But like that got me hooked onto the series. It was so cinematic, still is, and it's like that for sure. Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3 are my favorite. 2 was okay. 4 is okay too, but I think 1 and 3 would be my favorite from the franchise. Elder Scrolls. I started playing that at I think Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. I was super into that, even though I didn't know what I was doing. I think the whole fantasy
Story
world,
of my life,
kind of the fantasy, like be like who you want to be, you know, play with all the skills like magic and, you know, creating potions, or like just being a bard or being like a knight, you know, those kind of things are pretty fun to me. And just leveling up, like I love RPGs. I didn't talk about them earlier, but I think the Elder Scrolls, especially the first, no, actually 3 and 4, Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim was cool too, but I think those games got me into like RPG as games. I like Dark Souls. I wouldn't put it up there because I haven't had too much experience with it, but those games are fun. I think my favorite fighting game franchise would be Dead or Alive. And I know people just see it as like a TNA, you know, tits and ass, but you know, there's that. But you know,
it's very.
He's like, there is that.
For a fighting game, it's very technical.
Yeah, it's it really is. Like people kind of sleep on it. I wouldn't see it about the 6th game, the latest one, but definitely before that, 1 through 5 are. It's really easy to pick up, but it's also fun to play at the same time, and it's not like super. I don't know. There's not like cheap mechanics or anything like that. Also, it's really cinematic to watch, like all the stage transitions and like just even the animations themselves are pretty grounded in realism, but like also exaggerated a bit with all the ninja stuff and all this explosions in the background and whatnot. But yeah, I did get into it when I was in middle school. I think it was like Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate, and they had this mode. So I was like super.
I knew this was coming.
There was this mode where so I had to unlock all the costumes. They had so many costumes. Like now they sell it as DLC, but back in the day you would have to unlock it through like beating the story mode on medium and hard and all these different things. So I did that, unlocked all the costumes, and they had a CG gallery, and it would show like artwork of the
Little Nemo became a man.
Of the female fighters that they had there, and let's just say I played a lot of Hand Simulator back then, before it was a game. So that's forever in my heart as my favorite franchise.
You know what?
Fighting
At
game
least you're being
franchise.
honest about it.
I mean,
Hand
I think a lot of
No.
I think a lot of guys that played Dead or Alive would agree with me.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that's my favorite fighting franchise, and then I'd say the SmackDown game, or yeah, the SmackDown franchise on the PS2, mainly, probably my favorite kind of wrestling games that I was super into around 2005, 2008, kind of those 3 years wrestling took over, and yeah, I was super into that. I think that's 5. Yeah, that's about 5 franchises. Right now I'm super into Neo. It's like the successor to Ninja Gaiden. I think that's why I'm super into it. Gameplay is very similar, but it kind of adds its own kind of samurai-ish flavor. A lot of people compare it to Dark Souls, which is not. It's a bit different. So
It's more mechanical.
it's I think the combat's more complex, and to me it's more fun just because it's a little bit faster as well. So I'm super into Neo. I'm delving into the horror genre a little bit. Like I said, a couple months ago I bought the Dead Space series on PC, and I played through like half of the first game. So like I can finish it, not be a bitch, but I do see the appeal. Kind of keeps me entertained, but sometimes it's a bit too much, so I have to put it down. But I have been playing. I know it's not straight up horror, but like Dead by Daylight. We were just playing a couple games earlier.
Yeah.
It's the 4v1 killer versus survivor kind of thing with a lot of the horror movie classic killers like Michael Myers and Scream. Dude, I'm waiting until they add fucking Chucky. Could you imagine this little ass motherfucker running around the map with his knife?
That'd be so OP.
Shine
Whoever.
his flashlight in that motherfucker.
Dude,
Right now, Ghost of Tsushima. I just got that for my birthday.
Ghost,
That's
yeah.
It's crazy how in-depth games could get. Like right now, we're playing Red Dead Redemption 2. These games are so good at creating like this whole other world.
it's immersive, right?
Yeah,
Kind of sucks you in. Pause. I don't.
But like I said, I always wanted to be a cowboy or like a ninja as a kid.
Yeah.
And as you grow up, you forget about these things, right? Because you're like, fuck, I gotta. Oh, sorry. I don't know if we could curse or not.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna
yeah.
bleep them out. It's all good.
Okay. It's like, damn.
This shit's
Like-
18 plus. What the fuck you talking about? No?
You grow up and you forget about those dreams,
Yeah.
And coming back to like playing Arthur Morgan's story, you're like, oh wow, like I remember why I wanted to be a cowboy as a kid. This is badass. Like shooting people, getting drunk.
Whoa. All right, this kind of
Shooting your
is taking
friends
a
in the back of the head with a shotgun.
this is taking a dark turn.
Just the shootouts in saloons and the being an outlaw, train heist.
Like, I'm probably gonna
Cowboys
kill
and
these
Indians.
2 motherfuckers after we get out of this poker game.
Yeah, bro. That's gonna happen. Ghost of Tsushima, like the graphics are amazing, storylines incredible, and I feel like I'm playing like an old school samurai. The black and white ones you see on TV.
Yeah.
And then watched a lot of anime as a kid.
Oh, dude, that's for another episode, bro.
Yeah,
Dude,
but like
yeah.
like Sekiro reminds me of like Ninja Scroll or
Ninja Scroll, yeah.
other old school animes that revolve around ninjas. So those two, Last of Us was something I binge played recently. Doom Eternal. Love the gore in that, you know.
Right.
And then, yeah, Dead by Daylight. It's best of both worlds. I love horror movies, horror genre, and it's competitive. You play with your buddies. We get a lot of good laughs.
Yeah.
And other than that, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. That was
Interesting.
that was bomb. But those are my right now games.
Yeah. What about you, Gilbert?
Right now, as you guys probably said, I've been really into Call of Duty. Like I'm playing a lot of like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I don't like the whole battle royale stuff. I'm not into those things, so I'm like, fuck Warzone.
Yeah.
But I'll play the regular multiplayer, and the thing I like about them the most is the campaigns. Like the campaigns have pretty interesting like storylines, and I'm just really into the whole like military fiction kind of stuff, and just the way like they did a really good job with Modern Warfare, because they really apply a lot of like modern like real life things to the game. Like I think my favorite missions in the campaign are the ones where it's like all night vision and you're going through a house, clearing the house, and then I've always been drawn to like military stories and like real life military stuff, because I think deep down there's a part of me that wishes I would have joined the military after I got out of high school, but I didn't I guess have the courage or like I guess self-esteem that I'd be able to do anything like that at the time. And
It's
so
scary, man.
yeah, and then so just that's why I like the action games so much, especially like military and cop things, because I like that idea. Like that's my escapism, is
to live out your dreams like that.
Yeah, having that, like being like a special ops soldier or like a cop or whatever.
Yeah.
And just like being a badass. So that's like mostly what I get off on in video games.
That's dope. Hell yeah.
And yeah, because I'm like, if I wasn't such a pussy, I'd probably do it in real life.
You know, if I wasn't such a pussy, I'd be a fucking ninja too, or like I can't hide for shit, so you know,
yeah,
big as hell.
Yeah, even today, there's still like this deep down like regret that I wish I would have like at least joined like the army or some shit.
Yeah, it's never too late for that, but
It never is, man.
never is, man.
Yeah, but then I'm like, you know, you have to, once you do that, you pretty much have to leave behind what you,
Yeah.
you know, what you've done.
That's a whole life that you have to
like,
enter and leave.
Yeah,
It's rough. Trust me.
yeah, yeah, and then you're like basically moving around all over the place, and that's where I don't think I'd be able to do. So yeah, that's like what I do in video games. Is I like all the like shooting like stuff, and then I like in Call of Duty, in Modern Warfare, there's like a few of the campaign missions that I think they based off of actual like events. Like like when we were playing the spec ops mode the other day, there was that one mission that's like the Benghazi like attack in like 2012 that happened in real life, and it was like you can tell that was like a heavy influence on that like mission. And so I like all that stuff. And then like I've been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight. I recently started playing. I started trying to do a playthrough of Watch Dogs again. Like the first one. The second one I didn't like. Like I thought that was a steaming pile of dog shit. Because I like the first one had more of a serious tone, and the second one was just like Silicon Valley tech company, like corporate espionage, campy bullshit. And it was hella weird because it's like the action in the second game was kind of like weird because it's like you're going around shooting just security guards and shit, and I thought it was stupid because it's like these dudes are killing like security guards, and like the deaths in the first game made a lot more sense. But yeah, I prefer the first one right now. I'm really waiting on the new one they're coming out with, Watch Dogs Legion, because they have it. They're literally in the game. They're making it so you can play as literally anybody. Like you can play as an old lady in the game if you want.
Nice.
And that one's like, I think that one's gonna be in like London, England or something. But yeah, it looks pretty dope. And so we've been playing Dead by Daylight. I don't know if there's any others right now that I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima too. Like all the recent ones that came out recently, I've been playing. But yeah, as of right now, I think that's about all that I'm playing.
Nice. Well, we did it, guys. That was about like 50 minutes of us talking about fucking video games, and we could have went on for like hours and hours.
You're talking about arcade games and like
dude. Oh man, we might have to do a part 2 or something because I mean we can do that. I'll edit this video and then we'll see what we covered. See if we can make a round 2 because yeah, we can go on. Any parting words from you guys? I guess.
Stay big, just like your dreams.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Don't be a dick.
Oh, okay. And
That's true.
until next time, make sure to wear a mask and wash your ass. We're signing off.
Yeah.